Hey y'all, Keith Donovan, Our Wellness Journey. I wanted to tell you about the first week with stretching. Um, just tell you right up front, I thought it was definitely a positive, a net positive, meaning it definitely gave me more energy than it took for me to do the exercises or do the stretches. So definitely I think it's a net positive. Let's go over what the internet said. The internet basically said, it loosens up your muscles and helps you have better range of motion. Specifically related to exercise, it prepares your muscles for impact so you can do more exercise if you stretch prior, and then stretching after will reduce the aches and pains that you feel from exercising. I didn't really notice any of that this week because I didn't exercise, but from my past life, yes, I believe that this is a true statement. The next thing it said was improves your posture. I can't really speak to that. I don't really know. I would think that over time, because it becomes easier for me to tuck my back in and stick my chest out, that it would improve my posture. It's just more natural for me to do that when I'm stretching. It's just that I can't really answer that that's the truth for me over a period of time, but it does say that in the notes on the internet. One of the other things that it tells you is that it will help with reducing the tension in your body because your muscles are less tense because they're stretched out, and because your muscles are less tense, you will be less tense. Another thing that it told us was that it improves circulation. This one was kind of wasn't exactly 100%. It says it may improve circulation, but you got to imagine if your circulation is better and your muscles are acting more efficiently because they have better range of motion, then overall everything about your body will be more mechanically efficient. So you'll be using less energy to do the same thing. And if the blood circulation is better, certainly your mind will work better because a lot of blood flow goes to the brain to help you process the information. So, basically you got a better mechanical body and your mind's working better. So I agree with that 100%. I don't know if the circulation was better. There's no way for me to measure it, but I did feel slightly sharper for whatever that's worth. And I definitely felt less tense, especially shortly after working out. Things were just more efficient, easier for me to do. So I think that those things are accurate. The last thing that it went over was less back pain. Most of the exercises or stretches I did were either directed at my back or my hips. In this area, it was like stretching my chest out, but I was in a position where my hips were being stretched out also. So less back pain, yeah, I guess so. I didn't experience it because I didn't have any back pain last week, and I did do some heavy work last week. I worked underneath the house, lifting it up with some jacks, and digging underneath the house is pretty difficult, but I didn't have any back pain, so perhaps it did work. I'm really not sure. Going on to my experience, first thing, it made me nauseous. I know that's not a net positive, but it did. A couple of times, like day 4, 5, and 7, it made me sick to my stomach for a good half an hour, and it wasn't like I was throwing up. I was just nauseous. I don't know if I was releasing some sort of chemical or I'm just not used to it. I'm not really sure. Maybe somebody can comment if I can figure out how to turn the comments on. Maybe you can comment on it. I'm working on that, by the way. The next thing, I definitely think it made me it made it easier to work. It made it easier to interact with people because I was just less stiff, and I definitely had an improved range of motion. I think it's something that I would continue to do. It does take discipline to wake up an extra 15 minutes early. It takes discipline to wake up an hour early to work out. So I definitely think if I was going to choose between working out and stretching, I would choose stretching. There's no doubt about it. It definitely helps you from day to day. And one thing I noticed about it, the routine, was he was mixing in heavy stuff and light stuff. Like he would have me down on my knees like this, and this is kind of hard for me to do, and I'm stretching out my hip flexor right here, and I'm stretching out my back here, and all that's good, but I can only do that for so long. And the one thing I did notice is it does take a little bit of strength to stretch. So it's nice because you can tell anybody to stretch and you can give them a stretching routine, they probably can, but you can't tell anybody to work out because not everybody can do push-ups. But if they started stretching, because it does take a little bit of strength to hold certain positions, then maybe after a month anybody could start a workout routine. But I think it's a great place to start. My experience was pretty much 100% positive except for the nausea, but I didn't really even notice that very much. I just thought it was kind of odd, and I thought I would mention it. Can't think of anything else that was really important for me. I definitely think I'm going to keep doing this at least for the next couple of weeks until it gets out of my mind, and hopefully it won't, because I think that overall I'm tighter, I'm more efficient, and that's what I was basically going for. Next week we're going to be drinking supposedly the right amount of water every day. Look, I work outside on a roof sometimes, and I never drink this much water. I've been working on this one all day just to see, and you can see we're about halfway through the day, and I'm about a quarter away through the bottle. So my daughter gave me that for Christmas, by the way. Proud of that. So I don't even know what the benefits are of drinking water. I assume detox, maybe lose a little weight because I'm not so hungry. I really don't know. Haven't even looked it up yet, but this is what we're going to do next week. We'll do 7 days of this, and I have continued to stop dipping, by the way. That's a good news story. And next week in the future, I'm hoping to continue to stretch. All right, if you guys have any questions, comment in the comments if I can figure out how to make my videos not for kids. This is not that simple a job, but I'll do the best I can. You can comment on Facebook. All right, y'all be good.